Alright, Tna Destination X 2009 review. Before I even get to this, I know it's kind of late. It's a Tuesday or Wednesday, or whatever, and I just wanted to give my frustration on this pay-per-view because it was so bad, as other people know already. And yeah, let me just get to the first match. She'll start off with the economic thing that's going on. You know, everyone knows about that. And they're saying people are losing their money, their jobs. And the funny thing is, I think they did this because they know a lot of people aren't buying Tna tickets, and they're blaming it because of the economy and how it's down. So maybe that's why they're doing that. It was kind of a hint towards this pay-per-view's gonna suck, which it really did. It was one of the worst pay-per-views of the year, not just Tna, but wrestling and any promotion. Yeah, the first match, Roxy and Roxy and Taylor Wilde and the Governor, like wow, right? Versus the Beautiful People and Madison Rain. And pretty bad match. Roxy and Taylor Wilde won. The only good part of this match was the Governor did a flip off the top ropes, kind of off one of the girls' backs. I'm not sure which one it was, but that's the only good part of the match, and they won. Give it a 1-star match just because of that. Yeah, it pretty much sucked. So 1-star match for that. And the second match is Brutus Magnus versus Eric Young. This match came out of nowhere. They didn't announce it. It was pretty much a time filler. Half of this pay-per-view was a time filler. I'll get to that later on. 4 or 5 minute match. Why is this pay-per-view, or why is this match on the pay-per-view? I don't know. Like I said, it was a time filler. They could have had us on Impact. This whole pay-per-view, it could have been on Impact. The whole 2 hours could have been on Impact. The rest of the hour could have been a main event for a pay-per-view like it was, like Kurt Angle and Sting. But the whole 2 hours was basically shit. This is like watching an Impact. Just like Impact's been shitty for the last few months, just like any other Tna pay-per-view. Yeah, Brutus Magnus wins by the neck breaker thing up the top rope, which is an okay move. Next, out of nowhere again, Bashir comes out and says why he's not on the pay-per-view, and saying because his skin color is racist, people have been racist to him, whatever. He doesn't say racist, but it's just skin color. And Jim Cornette says the reason why no one likes you is because I don't like you. And people start singing that American song, which I don't know what it is. And the singer that was doing it was horrible. He couldn't even sing. He was barely even doing anything. He was just standing there and he's singing, but he sucked at singing so much that the fans were... Some of the people in the front row were actually laughing. I seen it, and I was pretty much laughing too. So yeah, another horrible match. And then backstage with Kurt Angle and Kevin Nash is saying Kurt Angle calm down, whatever. And Kurt Angle's freaking out like he always is. Yeah, that's about it. And Matt Morgan versus Abyss, this was a pretty bad match. It was obviously going to be a brawl because Abyss is he's a wrestler that goes through all the brawls with every wrestler. So he has a good match sometimes, but Matt Morgan, I don't like Matt Morgan at all. He's not entertaining at all. His wrestling skills are okay, but he's not that good of an entertainer. Yeah, pretty bad match. And the funny thing is that they kept going up on the pole to get thumbtacks, but there was already thumbtacks on the ground on the ring, so what was the point of going up there? Tna. They have no knowledge in their matches. They don't know how to set it up. The bookers, whoever's doing this, fire Russo basically, that's what I want to say. Yeah, so Matt Morgan wins. Abyss tries to set up a table of tacks by the stage. It turns on him. Abyss does his big kick off the stage onto his face. Goes through the tacks, and that's the end of that. And Booker T complains about facing AJ Styles backstage, and Sharmel's there, and she keeps complaining about he shouldn't get a title match or whatever. And wow, this almost made me turn off the pay-per-view. This thing that's coming up next. I thought maybe after this pay-per-view would get good, because after this would be another Scott Steiner and Samoa Joe before the Austin Pong match. But maybe I thought after this pay-per-view would get good. But wow, did it get bad after that? They had the ODB, the date thing, where whoever wins the day with him, or ODB, right? And this whole thing was set up. I thought it was actually going to be legit, right? But, because they said all the people are sending in tapes, but they didn't even use any of those. I think they totally ignored that. It was just basically, I think they did it so people can make it to Impact, the Impact Zone, so they can buy tickets to the event. Which probably did a good job, and probably a lot of it was sold. But, pay-per-view sucked, so. Yeah, they had everyone dancing. ODB's like, I want to see him dance. So everybody danced, and everybody wanted Shark Boy to win, even though he didn't. One of the guys won. He used to be an indie wrestler, and I don't know where, but yeah, that was really bad. Why the hell would this be on pay-per-view? Like I said, with all the other matches so far, shouldn't have been on pay-per-view either. So this was horrible. Wow. So that ended finally, and that guy won. I forgot his name, but you know what I'm talking about. And then finally, Awesome Kong versus Soldier Bolt, or whatever her name is. Horrible match, like again, should have been on Impact. About 5-minute match. Soldier Bolt she didn't really know what she was doing. She had a little few botches in the ring too, I noticed. Awesome Kong basically went with the Awesome Kong went with the Awesome Bomb. And that was the end of that. Scott Steiner versus Mojo. After this, I thought the pay-per-view would be good, but it went downhill from there, basically. Not all, but mostly. Starting in the match, Scott Steiner started bleeding. I think Mojo bit him or something. And yeah, he started bleeding, and then they went out. They started hitting each other with weapons. Then they went backstage, and then they just, went backstage, and the match ended. It was horrible. Probably the most let down of the night, besides the whole pay-per-view, because it was crap. And then AJ Styles. Wait, no. Oh yeah, Booker T and AJ Styles. Booker T was backstage. No, wait, was he? No. Yeah, AJ Styles versus Booker T. This was an okay match. It was probably the best as far as wrestling, in-ring wrestling. It was probably the best match of the night. It wasn't still the best, but you know, it could have been an Impact either way. All these matches could have been an Impact, except for the Ultimate X, which I'll get into after. 2-star match. Oh yeah, I forgot to rate the other matches. Awesome Kong match. 1, just like the other women's match. Booker T or Matt Morgan Abyss. 1.5. Bruce Mangus defeated Eric Young. 1.5, and like the other one I rated too. Yeah, this match is okay. Give it 2 stars. And AJ Styles wins, becomes new Legend Champion, which makes no sense because, well, it makes sense for him to win, but why did Booker T even have the belt in the first place when he's not even a TNA legend? And he just came into TNA like a year and a half ago. Why would he be a champion? He's the one that made the belt, so it has no credibility whatsoever, right? Yeah, and backstage with Samoa Joe, he had blood on his knife, so I guess he killed Scott Steiner again. Watch, probably gonna have a Scott Steiner's head on the pole match next week. That would be the end of Scott Steiner. And yeah, he basically puts the knife to Lauren's throat and says he's gonna kill, or he's gonna end the Main Event Mafia. Wow. Team 3D defeated Beer Money. Another horrible match. 2-star match, maybe 1.5. Nothing really to see here. They had a few taking moves 3D did. This ended in no DQ too. I think one of the Beer Money Incorporated, I think it was James Storm, hit either D-Bun or Rubber with the chair, and that was the DQ. And then Jim Cornette comes out and restarts the match. And I thought maybe the match would get better, and he puts it in no DQ, so they can use any weapons they want now. But then the fucking stupidest thing happened, and then the Beer Money left and never came back, just like Samoa Joe and Scott Steiner, and that was the end of that. What was the sense of that when Jim Cornette came out and said there's no DQ? Why couldn't they just go and chase them backstage or something? The fans are pretty pissed off through the whole night, mostly this match too, when that happened. And finally, good match, the Ultimate X. This wasn't the best Ultimate X. Well, before that, they had separate interviews for the X Division wrestlers saying how it means to them to win the X Division Championship belt, and how it's like to be an Ultimate X. Yeah, Suicide wins. Everyone is shining fallen angels through the whole match. I knew that was gonna happen, but yeah, Suicide does a crazy. Everyone was, well, not everyone, but I think 2 of the wrestlers were on the ropes. Suicide goes from the very top of the whatever you want to call it and jumps right into the middle of the X and grabs it. It wasn't the best X Division, or not the X Division, Ultimate X match, but it was probably the worst out of all of them, but it was still, good. And then Sting versus Kurt Angle, pretty bad match. It wasn't entertaining at all. Their match of Bound for Glory was better, but this was pretty bad. Pretty short too. Sting defeats Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle clotheslines Jeff Jarrett. He gets knocked out, which is kind of stupid because only actual referees supposed to get knocked out, and Jeff Jarrett's a wrestler, so again, no, doesn't make any sense. But he doesn't stay down for that long. Gets back up. They start arguing. A few punches. Sting gets into the Scorpion Death Drop, hits it, and yeah, that's about it. And I give that match 2.5. Why not? Yeah, pretty bad pay-per-view. TNA, you fucking... I can't even... I'm trying to get...